Okay, we learned that take hold is a phrase, and it just means that it's becoming more and more popular, that it becomes really difficult to stop. So we can see yarn bombing is becoming a bigger and bigger movement.
Right. Okay, so let's learn a little bit about Chile. Chile is in South America, and Coquimbo is a city in this country. Now, Chile is right next to the Pacific Ocean. That's why the article says here, in this coastal town, Claudia Tapia Retemal has started a yarn bombing group called Lana Puerto. Now, we saw the adjective coastal, and coastal means that something is on land beside a large body of water. So Coquimbo is a coastal town. That means it's on the land next to the water, in this case, the Pacific Ocean. Now, a coastal road is a road that you can drive next to the coast. That means land will be on one side of the road and water will be on the other. Now, there are plenty of coastal roads in Taiwan, especially because it's an island.
Next, the article says, she hopes Lana Puerto, which means wool port in Spanish, will help get rid of stereotypes.
Okay. Now, we saw that Lana Puerto means wool port. A port is a place where ships can come in and stop while visiting a city. Now, Kaohsiung and Keelung both have big ports. However, we also saw the noun wool. So wool is the hair that grows on a sheep that can be made into a fiber or yarn. We then use the wool yarn to make clothing or other knitted things. So wool port, I think, means that there's going to be lots of yarn bombing in this port. Here's an example of wool. My grandmother used wool to make me a sweater for the winter.
That's right. And we also saw the phrase to get rid of something. Now, when you want to get rid of something, it just means that you want to remove it because you don't really need it anymore. So you can get rid of the trash or get rid of the paper because you probably don't need these things anymore.
Right. I get rid of a lot of my old clothes when I don't wear them anymore. Okay, so Cloudy hopes that the group, Lana Puerto, will help get rid of stereotypes. Now, stereotype is a noun, and it's an idea about what a person or thing is like. Now, stereotypes can be really hard to change because a stereotype is usually believed by many people. Here's an example of a bad stereotype. Poor people are lazy. Unfortunately, this is usually not true, even though many people believe this idea.
I think with stereotypes, we just have to try not to think of people in a bad way. But it's kind of hard.
It's hard to do that. We see it a lot in TVs and in movies, and now that the internet has a lot of information on it, stereotypes are even harder to get rid of.
I agree. Okay, let's continue reading. It says, that's because it was created with the idea that knitting isn't just for grandmas. It's also for men, women, and children. So yeah, that's right. We kind of had our own little stereotype a while ago. We were talking about knitting and yarn bombing, and we thought that, okay, it's like a grandma
thing. Right.
But actually, no, knitting can be done by many people or any type of people. Men can knit, women can knit, children can knit as well.
That's right. Okay, so we need to learn to get rid of our yarn bombing stereotype. Here's another one of Cloudy's goals. It says, another goal of Cloudy's group is to make public places feel more inviting. Now, here in that sentence, we used inviting as an adjective. Something that's inviting is attractive and makes you want to use it or makes you want to do something. For example, a big pool can be inviting on a hot day. The hot weather makes the pool seem even more attractive or fun than usual.
Oh, I agree. In the summer in Taiwan, every day I think about the pool and how inviting it is.
Cool pool with a nice lemonade and an air-conditioned fan to get into the next day.
I love that. All right, so let's see. The article then says, however, it has specific targets for its knitted designs. Okay, so they're actually doing something really cool with this yarn bombing project.
Right.
Let's first take a look at our vocabulary word specific. It's spelled S-P-E-C-I-F-I-C. Specific. It's an adjective and it means a particular person or situation. So, for example, maybe at school, your teacher gives you a project. You can say, we were each given a specific topic to talk about.
Okay.
Or the doctor gave the patient specific instructions on how to care for the wound. So maybe if you got hurt, the doctor told you first have to do step 1, step 2, step 3. Those are called specific instructions. We can also say, please be specific in telling me what we need to buy. So don't say, okay, go to the grocery store and buy some fruits. We need to know what kind of fruits.
Mangoes? Apples? Right.
Which ones?
Okay, so Lena Puerto specifically focuses on important features of the port town to yarn bomb. So Lena Puerto isn't just yarn bombing everything it can. The knitters are choosing special features of the town to yarn bomb. Now, feature here is used as a noun, spelled F-E-A-T-U-R-E, feature, and it's an important part or aspect of something. For example, a feature of science fiction movies is the cool special effects that are used to make you feel like you're in space. Or a special feature of a car might be that it has heated seats for the cold winters. Here's another example sentence. One great feature of the house we want to buy is the big kitchen. Now, another thing we should know about feature is that we can also use it as a verb. So we could say, this house features a big kitchen.
That's right. So they're doing something really cool with the yarn bombing. They're picking important places in their town to feature. All right, so in the article it says, for example, by yarn bombing a fisherman's boat, it hoped to emphasize the work of local fishermen.
Very good.
Right, because they're a coastal town, remember? They're right by the ocean.
Right.
So they think by yarn bombing a fisherman's boat, we can kind of see, like, we can learn more about the fishing industry.
Right.
So let's first learn about what fisherman is. It's spelled F-I-S-H-E-R-M-A-N. Now, fisherman, M-A-N, means one man. If you want to talk about a lot of people who fish, you should change the spelling to M-E-N, fishermen, to make it plural. Now, a fisherman is basically, it's this person's job to catch fish. So we take the word fish, and man together to get fisherman. We can use it in a sentence like this. We can say the fisherman goes out to catch fish every morning at 4 a.m.
So early.
Yes.
Okay, so we saw that Lena Puerto wanted to emphasize the work of local fishermen in the coastal town. Emphasize is a verb. It's spelled E-M-P-H-A-S-I-Z-E. Emphasize. Remember that PH together sounds like F, okay? Emphasize means to give particular attention or particular meaning to something. So the group is trying to show that the fishermen's work is very important to the city. And they do this by making it special. They put the yarn bomb on it. So they want to make it special for other people who visit the city and who live in the city. Here's another example of emphasize. The boss emphasized how important the customers are when he trained the new salespeople.
Right, so they want to emphasize the fishing industry and the fishing. And in the article it says, besides the boat, the group has decorated a number of bicycles and a long part of a railing. Okay, so a railing is basically a barrier used to support posts, and it's made out of rails, which are like, they look like this. So when you walk down the stairs, there is a railing to keep people safe and to not let you fall down. So you could think about when you walk down the stairs, that is what a railing looks like.
Right. Okay, well, maybe they're doing this because they did bicycles, they did railings. Okay, I bet all of these things are next to the water. Well, maybe they like to be good for the environment, which is why they use the bicycles. They want to emphasize that you can bike around the city. You don't always have to take cars or buses like that. Exercise.
Yes.
Okay, well, here's another idea. It says, to cloudy, the idea is to make these regular objects more beautiful. Now, here we use the word regular. It's an adjective, and it's spelled R-E-G-U-L-A-R, regular. We use this adjective to describe things that are ordinary or normal, or things that don't really usually have anything special about them. For example, the restaurant has a regular menu for normal days and a special menu for holidays.
Okay, so maybe on the holidays they have like roasted turkey or something.
Right.
Something they don't normally serve all the time.
Right, maybe on Valentine's Day they have a very romantic menu, lots of colorful red foods on there.
To share. All right, so let's continue with our article. It says, her group is just one of the organizations around the world filling their city streets with lovely, unexpected surprises. Ooh. So we see the phrase here, fill A with B, and it means to make something full of something else. So for example, we can say, fill the cup with water, or fill the car with gas. Or you can also say, fill the balloon with air. We're taking one thing and making it full with another. So we're filling the cup with water. We're making the gas filled with the car filled with gas. For example, we can say, Dad filled the car with gas at the gas station.
Okay, so we saw that many streets around the world are filling up with unexpected surprises. Now, unexpected is an adjective. It's spelled U-N-E-X-P-E-C-T-E-D, unexpected, and it describes something that is surprising because you weren't expecting it. That's why we just add un, this prefix to the word expect. Unexpect means you don't expect it. Un usually means no or not when you add it to a word. Okay, so for instance, if you ask a person what their name is and they say watermelon, you might be surprised by this because you didn't expect someone to be called watermelon. We could say that this answer is unexpected.
Yeah, definitely. I have never heard of someone called watermelon before.
Me neither. Now, I have heard some interesting English names in Taiwan, usually unexpected. I've had some students who are called dinosaur.
Wow.
Which I actually really like. I like that name, but it's not a usual English name in North America or in Europe. So we would say that would be an unexpected name.
So I think it's great to see that a lot of different cities are taking this yarn farming and making it very positive and making it like a really good thing for the city. So we can see that, for example, we learned that Coquimba, they're actually using this to highlight certain parts of the city.
Right, that's great. And so, we don't need to do this just with yarn bombing either. We can do that with lots of other kinds of street art. Like you see in Taipei, every once in a while, you see a cool painting on a wall. And you don't usually see that. So it's kind of a nice surprise to see that art is being shown in different ways in a city like that.
Yeah, to be used in different ways, and that people can also express, I think, the message of what the city wants to tell us, or what the young people want to tell us in the city.
Okay, well, that's all the time that we've got to talk about yarn bombing. We're going to finish up today with another For You chat, so stay tuned.